Over this past number of weeks during lockdown and the COVID-19 crisis and all that, and speaking to all the various great and the good and the talent of Irish music and entertainment, I'm delighted now to say hello to a member of a band who apprenticeship served, and they've certainly had huge success. When I mention songs such as Streets of Promise, The Man Who Loved Me First, Dancing with the Fisherman, It Can Only Be the Murphys, and I say hello to Candy Murphy. Candy, how are you?
I am very well, Jerry. Very well. Enjoying Father's Day and the nice weather in Kerry.
Lovely stuff. Listen, you started out together with your dad and your sisters. You started out together at a very young age.
Oh, I think I struggle to remember a time when, we weren't involved in music together. I really do struggle. It's all we've ever known as a family. My dad started off as a one man, and one by one, we all joined him. We never asked; we just joined him.
Right.
Never asked, and we all joined him. And we've been very blessed to be able to share an existence in music together as a family and to create our own music together out there. And I genuinely thank God every day for being able to make music with my family.
Indeed, it's fantastic. That back in the day, you used to be called because you used to do a lot of work in the UK, and you used to be called at that stage Kingdom Country.
That is right. That was Kingdom Country. As I said, started off with my dad being a one man, and we all joined him. And yes, we were Kingdom Country, and somewhere along the way we decided, you know what, we'll go with the Murphys. But I think we're Kingdom Country at heart, very much at the heart. What we learned during that time, and there was no gig that we did not play, from funerals to weddings to christenings. Everything from 5 people to 500 people to 1,000 people. We've literally, gigs wise, done it all, seen it all, and that's where we learned our craft.
Indeed,
we are very, very thankful for that process, because that's where we learned our craft.
And
you got to learn it from the ground up.
Indeed, and you actually you were the band of Larry Cunningham actually for a period of time, I believe.
Well, actually, it was Brian Call, but same era. So every people often mix up the two things. But yeah, Brian Call. We played with Brian Call, and again, what an honour, what a learning process for us. When you're working alongside a legend like that, several nights a week, and he's like our granddad, still is to this day like our granddad.
Right.
You learn so much. I mean, we had the privilege of, being able to see his amazing vintage record collection, and, hearing songs, sitting down in a chair, listening to very old records of Brian Cole, and he telling you amazing stories of meeting Charlie Pride and working, Porter Wagner giving him that famous green jacket, and it was a very, very privileged time for us to work with Brian. Privileged.
Indeed, but you did actually. I do know that you did. You did actually. You weren't maybe the backing band, but I do know that you did work with Larry Cunningham, and in the UK for excellent. It may have been just X number of nights, but I know he definitely sang with you.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean, we've been very lucky to have worked with people like Larry Cunningham and Brian Cole, and and Philomena Begley and everybody. I mean, it's those are the people that blaze the trail for people like us. They're the people that that's the trail we all walk upon. And if it wasn't for those people, the likes of us and Derek and Nathan and Lisa and everybody, we would not be doing what we do. And we look to them. We look to them for guidance and direction, about how to navigate our careers, and and how to honor what they created. And that's very important that we carry the torch in a way that makes them proud of all of us. It's very important.
Indeed. Now, you took out a few years ago, that album which had the huge Streets of Promise on it, also The Man Who Loved Me First.
That's right. That album went to number 1 in iTunes. That album was called Breaking Ground. My gosh, we worked so terrifically hard on that album. Literally sat down. We co-produced it with Charlie Ark and son David, and we literally sat through every breath of that album, every line. It's exceptionally important to us that we not only write our own music, but that we help produce it. We're very, very heavily involved in every aspect of creating our music. And The Streets of Promise, I mean, that was on that album, The Man Who Loved Me First, that we co-wrote with Derek Ryan. Was on that album. It was an exceptionally successful album for us, and it really was. That's why we called it Breaking Ground. It was us breaking ground, and it broke so many ceilings for us, and it did break ground for us within the Irish country music industry. And it's from there we took our big steps into the kind of upper end of the industry, and we've had such a wonderful time with that album. And it was such a big album for us that the album we're making at the moment had big shoes to fill.
Yes.
But we're the album that we're almost finished. We're actually going back in the studio in a few weeks. Is as if you took Breaking Ground and flipped it on its ear completely. And we've written all of it, and we're very, very proud of this as well.
Right, and I'll have to say that the recent success, and it is still absolutely huge, is Dancing with the Fisherman.
Yeah, Dancing with the Fisherman. I mean, I think Dancing with the Fisherman is the first track to be taken from our new album, and it's very indicative of the rest of the album. That's all I can say about the album at the moment. We knew what we were doing. We knew what we were doing going into this album, what we wanted to say and how we wanted to say it and what approach we wanted to take. We were very clear in the writing process, and indeed now in the production process that we're in. And Dancing with the Fisherman, we all knew from the minute that we sang for our record company, we all knew that was going to be a big song, just because it just felt a very special song from the off. And but it has at the same time surpassed anything we could have imagined with how well it's done. And we're just so proud of it. We're so proud to see people smiling and singing along and dancing to it, and that it's bringing a smile to people's faces at the moment. That's the most important thing. And yeah, we're very, very proud of it. And it's a true story, Dancing with the Fisherman. True story.
Yes, so I guess I heard, I believe about that. So listen, which of you had the date with the fisherman?
Now, we all said we'll never tell which one it was. But it was one of us. And it was a very true story. While one of us was actually waiting for a date with somebody, and they were exceptionally late for the date. And whilst this Murphy girl was sitting down, she got asked out to dance by somebody else. She went for the dance, and he was a fisherman. And the story took off from there. So it's actually a true story.
That is cracking. That is cracking. The song actually has even become bigger through the lockdown, which is truly incredible.
But it's very funny that night that actual dance with the fisherman happened, because we all sat down and we said, oh yeah, because three of us girls were actually out together. And we were like, oh yeah, you danced with the fisherman. And we all looked at each other, and it's like the minute that we said it, we knew that was a song. And then the hook came, the la 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 la. And actually, one of us ran out into the hall, put that down on the phone, and had the hook straight away. Like literally, it all happened 10 minutes after that dance.
Right.
The fisherman happened.
Amazing, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. Was it yourself? Was it yourself that had the date? No.
I tell you, I cannot reveal this. There was a sister agreement we would not reveal.
Ah, well, it's worth a try. I tried, but it is
exclusive.
It is absolutely huge song. So tell me this, Candy, how have you all been coping with the lockdown and all the rest? For what have you been doing?
Well, we were very lucky in a sense, because we were on a trip down to Kerry, because we're actually based up near Monaghan, and we were on a trip down to Kerry and ended up getting locked down here. So we're quite lucky. We live very close to the sea, and we're in the middle of a very, very beautiful place. And so, it was, I think the beginning of it was, people kept saying to us, "Oh, it's a great time for you to go writing," and we were like, "It's really not."
Right.
It's really not a good time to write. But after, it was weird because after about a month, then, we just kind of settled into it all, and we did end up writing absolute loads. And we started to. Our new album was actually supposed to be out last month, and so we had to halt the recording process, obviously. And we're back in studio again in 2 weeks' time, and we're in literally the last leg of this album now. And so it is due. Our next single will be due for release at the start of August, and the album following about 2 weeks after that. So for us, it gave us time actually to sit back and listen to the album with really fresh ears. Because when you're doing 12 original songs, you can imagine when we're so involved in the producing of those songs, you have to keep a real sense of clarity with each song as you go along. And I think the break with it did us good because we were able to sit back and really analyze the material and listen to our album, as if it was somebody else's. And I think that's going to end up really visible, in this album coming now. It has done the album the world of good, I feel.
Right. That's excellent. Well done on it all. You were saying you're actually based, you say, in County Monaghan.
That's right, and have been for a while. And I mean, we've spent a lot of our time. Country music, is realistically, work-wise, from the Midlands right up to the top of Northern Ireland. For us, so all of our work was Midlands up. So it made sense, Kerry though is and will always be our home, and is all writing gets done in Kerry. All writing for the Murphys gets done.
Right.
Yeah.
So you ended up kind of getting, you got locked down at home.
Yeah, we got locked down at home, and I'm very grateful that we did, really, and its own way has been a real contemplative time, as it has for everybody. And we got to spend a lot of time together, and as I said, we got to really sit and look at our music and listen to our music. And we're going to go in the studio again now in 2 weeks, and we're really, really looking forward to all this new music we're going to bring out to everybody, because what we're doing the next few weeks is finalising what Murphy's music is going to be coming out for the next 12 months.
Right.
So that's a big responsibility for us, and it was good for us to be able to sit down and listen to all our new songs and our new music. And so it's been good to us in many ways.
Right. So every cloud has a silver lining at the end of the day.
Absolutely. I do feel that, and I do feel for it's been a tremendous challenge for everybody. It has really shaken and challenged people, but so much goodness has come out of lockdown. I think people have found a lot of things in themselves that maybe they'd forgotten or missed or hadn't touched base with in a while. And there's a real sense of value in the little things now that maybe wasn't as much there as it should have been before COVID-19.
Indeed.
And I think it brought out a lot of good in people. It showed the goodness in humanity. I think I've seen a lot of that.
Indeed. Yes, it's changed. It's changed a lot of people's perspective. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think it really has. And I think the appreciation for the little things being the big things in life has become really apparent for everybody. And when this all passes, and it will, everything passes eventually, perhaps we'll all be that little bit better as people for it, the best of us will come out a bit more.
Indeed. So, Candy, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. I wish yourself, your sisters and your dad all the success in the world, and stay safe, as I say, stay healthy, and listen, looking forward to the release of the new album.
We're looking forward to it too. It has been a great labour of love. It's been a year in the writing and a year in the making. So, it's a great labour of love. And I just want to say, I want to give all of our love and all of our light to yourself and all your listeners and your family. It has, as I said, it's been an exceptional time for us all. But I know we're all going to come out the other side. And music, as Miranda Lambert says, music is medicine. So let's all lean into music as much as we can. So, it's been a pleasure to be on, Jerry. Thank you.